Bonjour! Bonjour!
No.
Time for bladder check. Check.
So it's a show?
It's a lifestyle.
It's a religion.
My emotions! My emotions!
I'm still French.
Ouais, c'est pas faux.
I'm a woman, Mary. I can be as contrary as I choose.
Non, moi je crois qu'il faut que vous arrêtiez d'essayer de dire des trucs.
Haha. That, you know, I can't change it. It's bad. I know that it's bad, but it's not depending on me, guys. I can't do anything more. I can close my blinds, you know, fully, but it would mean that I would turn, you know, the little ring light that I have, and the light would be even weirder and even worse than that. And you know, it's bad that I'm mad at the sun, because clearly right now we need the sun. Like in Europe, with, you know, heat and turning the heat on and stuff like that, we are really like that. So each time it's a decision, you know, it's a dilemma into our minds. So when it's sunny like it is today, we're just like, oh yes, let's be like that. Nah. It's like that, guys. I can't do anything about it. It's like that. I'm sorry if it's disturbing for you, and I think you know that it's gonna change during the day. Like when I began to organize everything, it was not that much, so I hope that it's gonna change again during the episode. We'll see. It's like that. Hello! Hi, I'm Laura. I'm there to react to Andor Season 1, Episode 12, the last one of this Season 1, guys. That's so cool. I'm really excited to discover this episode. I'm not nervous, you know, I'm not stressed because of all of what happened during the last episode, the progression that Andor he had, and also the progression that the Resistance, the beginning of the Resistance had. I told it to you several times. For me, this show is about two things: how Andor involved himself little by little into the Resistance, and how the Resistance really began to organize itself, to reunite all of the factions, to be discovered also by the Empire, like how everything began also for them. And we progressed with that during this Season 1. For the Resistance, they had that first big mission, and because of that, the Empire noticed them and began to see that resources were missing, I mean material resources were missing, and that something was happening. And right there, they're beginning also to understand that they have a lot of people all around, you know, the Empire, who are doing stuff on their own, and they're trying to catch them, you know, they think that they can. On the other side, we have the Resistance, which is also beginning to do stuff, you know, like that, to be more organized. But at the same time, they are beginning to be discovered. I'm thinking about Man, I'm thinking about all of them. So things are evolving for the Resistance, like for Andor, who made that first mission only for money, only because he needed a way to escape from Ferrix. But after that, you know, all of that thing into the jar, I said it was a perfect parallel to what the Resistance is doing, which means that clearly into that jar they were forced to do stuff, to obey, and when they were not obeying, they were being killed. And even if they were obeying, they had no real hope for the future, because they knew that they would come back no matter what into another jar. So really it was the representation of what was happening outside and what they did, you know, to escape, to unite each other, to go for it, to fight. If it would mean that some of them would be killed during the process, they knew it, they fought no matter what. That was also the representation of what the Resistance is doing. So now that he's out, now that he has the choice to continue to escape, to hide, to run away, or to involve himself into the Resistance to do something, I think that he's gonna choose the second option. At least for now, he's gonna come back to Ferrix because Maarva died, all of that, with another mindset. So seeing her funeral, seeing the Empire, you know, who took Biggs, who is torturing Biggs right now, I think that into him things can happen and he can finally choose to do something, to act. When before it was just about hiding, running away, right there Cassian can choose to act, to do something. We'll see about that. I think that we're already gonna have the funeral. I mean by that one of you commented on the last episode, I mean on my reaction video about the last episode, that he didn't believe that Maarva was dead. And really, when I read that comment, I was like, I found someone who is into a bigger denial than me, like, even me, who is really like the one who can be in such a big denial with people's death. You know my rule, eyes closed, body cold. If I don't see that, the person is not dead. Even me, even with that rule, I really think that Maarva died. She was sick, she was getting already old, and all of what happened, you know, around her death, for sure, they had an eye on checking if she's really dead or not. Like, I can't believe the contrary. And no matter what, I think that for the story, it serves the story, in fact, that she's dead. For the mood of the story, I said it since the beginning, I said it, in fact, the fact that this show is really realistic, in opposition of a lot of shows and movies, you know, into that universe, into the Star Wars universe. That way also I think that this show is a really good entry, you know, for the ones who never watched anything about Star Wars, but also the ones who maybe gave up on Star Wars at some point, because it's so realistic, it's rough, it's like that. Yes, she was sick, she was old, she died. Yes, it was not into a brave move like I wanted, like it would have been more heroic and more Star Wars, you know, to do that, but no, it didn't happen like that. Yes, she died all alone, and it's more realistic, and it's that show, in fact, you know, to kill a character like that. And also for the story, it's helping it for Cassian, who is gonna come back for these funerals, and also for the representation of what Maarva was. Maarva didn't do anything during all of her life, like she lost her husband because of the Empire, who thought that he was a part of the resistance. She wanted to be a part of the resistance, but in fact she never was a part of it, and she died like that without doing anything. I mean, for Cassian, it can be an example, someone who didn't do anything and who lost people that she loved because of the Empire, you know, because of the resistance fighting, but you know, the Empire being like that against them, and she wanted to fight back, but she didn't have the opportunity for that. Like, Cassian can be, me, I'm not gonna wait to die, you know, like, that's it. If I want to be a part of the resistance, I'm gonna be a part of the resistance right now. I'm gonna do something about it right now, and I can do it also for Maarva. Do you understand what I mean? So I'm not in denial with that death. I really think that we're gonna have our funerals, and this episode is gonna be about that, clearly. So for this funeral, we have the Empire who is waiting for Cassian, Cassian who is gonna come, the Resistance who is gonna be there also, with Luthen, with Vel, with all of them. But we have also Cyril, who is gonna be right there, and no one is gonna know. I mean by that, the Empire, all of the organization, all of that, you know, they join all of that, but also the Resistance, and that is gonna be a big issue. I mean by that I can imagine Cassian, who is gonna, you know, find plans to be at these funerals, but you know, do things against the Empire and stuff like that, but he's not gonna see Cyril coming, like they're all not gonna see Cyril coming, and it can turn bad for Cassian, not because of the Empire, but because of Cyril. Do you understand what I mean? And it would be a good cliffhanger, a good thing, you know, for the season 2, to prepare the season 2 that we're gonna have. We'll see. And I'm gonna see that right now with this episode. See, during this intro the lights changed a lot, I'm sorry for that, but again, I can't change the weather. Let's go for this episode, the last one of this season 1. Remember that if you want, you're on my Patreon on which you can have these episodes earlier. Right there, if you're watching this on YouTube, it's too late. But if you want an extended or maybe the first full reaction part for this episode, it's on my Patreon. Check the description to know what I decided to put on my Patreon. I can't know that in advance, you know, it's really depending on how much I'm reacting and stuff like that. It's the best way to support me, my Patreon. Also, if you want to thank me for this binge watching of the show, you know, of this season 1 that we had together. Also, I'm gonna say it right there during this intro, but also during the review, the fact that I'm reacting to other Star Wars shows, you know, The Mandalorian, Obi-Wan Kenobi, the first season of the Book of Boba Fett, but I think that you understood that I'm not so sure to react to the season 2. And I'm pretty sure that I'm gonna react to other shows, but I'm still thinking about which ones, you know. We'll see. Let's go now for this episode 12, the last one for Andor. I'm so glad, you know, that I reacted to this show, that I decided to react to it. It's a good one. I really hope that people understood that with time and that this show is gonna get more and more viewers with time. I really hope so. She's here! I know you're the boy. Okay. His father, you know, was taken.
I spoke to Cassian. What? He called the shot. I don't know. He won't say.
But you told me.
He does now.
You know he's gonna come.
Let's walk.
And you, I think that you're making an engine, you know, for the funerals, a bomb, something like that. And you know, I was a little right to consider him as Cassian, you know, when he was a kid. Except that he's doing the contrary. Having your father killed and choosing to do something against it, that's not what Cassian did. Your marriage.
You left without me.
You're gambling again.
Yes?
Nonsense.
But here, in Coruscant.
That's ridiculous.
It's a lie. It's total fantasy to tell you this. Please.
No, I'm serious.
Karen, please.
Who's saying...
Just don't. You can't live without a casino fine. You go to Canto White. Do whatever it is you need to do.
Did he already, or is it your cover for the money you lost?
I promise.
Keep your voice down. I can't hear me.
You tell me who's saying this and I'll tell you why.
Please.
Where can I get the money?
It's a question that scares me the most.
Come on, girl.
I couldn't remember if I'd locked the door, if you'd even remember how to get here. And here I am. I was on my way to pick you up. This guy I've been watching, he's ISB. Good to see you too.
Come on.
An ISB supervisor came in tonight. They're getting ready to... They must know Andor's coming. You did the right thing. We have to get there first. Come away from the window.
That moment,
Here's the thing, Cassian. The man is executive. He's not blessed and good. Look at that, here we go. Look how quickly that's cleaned up. Hard to believe, right? 2 minutes. You know why they don't make this anymore? Because I'd rather sell you a brand new system at 10 times the price. I mean, 60 or 70. People don't look down when they should. They don't look down, they don't look past the rust. Last
come on, your friend. Come on, help. He needs to know because he needs to help.
Remember this. Freedom is a pure idea. Because spontaneously, random acts of insurrection are occurring constantly throughout the galaxy. There are whole armies, battalions that have no idea that they've already enlisted in the cause. Remember that the frontier of the rebellion is everywhere. And even the smallest act of insurrection pushes our lines forward.
You're not united yet, but you're fighting for the same thing.
Tyranny requires constant effort. It breaks. It leaks. Authority is brittle. It will come when all these skirmishes and battles, with moments of defiance, will have flooded the banks of the Empire's authority, and then there will be one too many. Remember this. Try.
He didn't say, you know, we're gonna win, stuff like that. He said we have to try, we have to fight. That's better, you know, it's about not losing hope.
Was she more angry about lying or the possibility of gambling notes? Hard to say.
You're discussing about it?
Interest here.
Sounded like Mary had done this before.
They've made some odd banking moves recently. This would certainly explain it.
Krieger, you're missing it.
You both what she said.
Walked right into him as ever before he started. Christmas.
Not today.
Take a guess. Who's not happy about that?
I just wish I had been part of the conversation, sir.
This wasn't a dialogue, today was about wiping the taste of Aldabani from the Emperor's mouth. You want to start a conversation? Find access.
Oh, guys.
I wanted her to leave with me. You can't get back. You should be in now, Cass.
You're feeling so
Last time
sorry,
we saw her,
Cass.
we argued. Done. I told her I was coming back. Stop. She told me you'd say all this. Tell him none of this is his fault. He was already burning. He's just the first spark of the fire. And when the day comes that those two pull together, he will be an unstoppable force for good.
Did she really say that, or are you to reassure him?
I love him more than anything he could ever do wrong.
What's the best thing you can do to your kid? You're gonna need to be so careful, Cassian, I swear.
Mr. Bergen, has he come home or not?
They seem to think so. They're everywhere.
Mm-hmm.
There's an ISP supervisor in town.
A woman?
Oh, you all know her.
This is good.
How is this possibly good?
Because this is big.
If I want to lie, I'll find him, we'll kill him. What's going on?
That's not usual.
What's going on?
I'm not sure.
I'm not neither. It's unusual, so it's a signal, but they're not doing anything. They're preparing themselves, so it's not really a signal. Yes, it's the music for the funeral. Oh, they're gonna be more than 40. I don't want him to, you know, a suicidal move. I'm sorry. You know that I was sad, you know, that she died like that without any brave move at the end. In fact, maybe her funeral is gonna be that big, brave move. It would be a good way to honor her. You know he's right there.
If I take I will twice as much and right out of him in return. We're missing. Pretend you're arresting me.
I don't want to hate that guy, you know. His own interest is his own interest. That's bad for us. Luthen.
gentlemen.
No. I need you alive. Don't make me say it again.
She's... It's you! He said he would take care of Maarva.